Okay, welcome. Here we are again with Battlemarked. We are in about to do the second mission. We had the introduction scene in which we were ambushed in the woods, and we have found Lord Babris, and we have to take him because he wants us to escort him to Emerald Tavern. Okay, there we go. So here we have the characters, and here we have the selection of the locations. The crags here, beautiful map. I hope this is going to be populated with more options. So let me show you something here, very important. If you click here, you see the name here. You can click here the character sheet. This window will open. In here you can see the stats of the character. So you can see we have an armor of 5, an attack of 4, a critical attack of 8, move range of 5, strength of 1, and constitution of 1. This changes depending on the character. So we can see critical attack chance, I believe, of 6. But an attack of 4. This one has as well an attack of 4, 3. And this one is 4 critical attack 8. Pretty interesting. In here we can see the skill, the experience. So here we can see it self-explanatory. And further we can see here the traits. So as we go here and we get a point in here, we're going to be able to take ourselves a trait on strength, on constitution, or a trait on paladin through these 3 levels. If you click here, you can see different types of other weapons that are possibly going to be, potentially, and more likely to be, available to us as we go into the adventure. And here we see levels as well. I believe this thing means that it's equipped and we have a greatsword. The same holds true for the rapier here and all of the types that we will have. Here we have different types of bows, so on and so forth. So I just wanted to take a look at this and show you guys what is this now. I want to take a note in here. These traits are eventually and also very, very clearly a simplified way of like upgrading your character. Okay? This is not as complex as you will find in a Dungeons and Dragons manual or whatever, but it's nice. It's nice. I like it. I like the simplified way that they used in here. Okay, so I think here is to that's the party management. I think you can change here who is going to be the first, the turns. This is interesting as well, because right now that I think, I will place, I think it's going to be better to have Ash after Bolthrax. Or you know what? Ash is going to be the last one. Then Lydia, after Bolthrax and then Jessix. This is going to be the best way to manage the order of turns with our party. Okay, so let's go to the Emerald Tavern. The elves of Neverwinter would have opened this tavern to all.
You've successfully delivered Lord Elmer Babris to the Emerald Tavern, high among the treetops. Usually a welcoming place. There is a strange tension in the air as you enter.
The elves of Neverwinter would extend their welcome to you and your escort, Lord Babris. I am Lyriel Galandanel, speaker for the elves. I hope that...
Welcome? Your welcome is the spider's welcome to the fly. I was attacked in your precious woods.
Okay, Lord Babris thinks that the elves have something to do with the attack.
Lord Babris, I'm shocked. What happened?
I found his lordship injured on the road. Luckily, these fine heroes had already come to his rescue.
These fine heroes here, as you can see. A tiefling, a human, an elf, and a dragonborn. But we were just passing by when we saw this.
This is disturbing news, but I assure you my people were in no way responsible.
Yeah,
Should we proceed with the negotiations?
I don't think they were involved in this, to be honest.
Here? Now? In this place?
Lady Galandanel. Lord Babris is clearly shaken from his ordeal, and is uncomfortable here. It is only right that he be allowed to choose a venue where he can feel safe. Perhaps Thunder Tree? It lies on the edge of the wood, but is a settlement of Neverwinter.
Okay, Thunder Tree lies on the edge of the wood, the Elven Wood, but is a settlement of Neverwinter, which we all know that this guy is a representative of.
Thunder Tree? Yes, an excellent choice. Allow me a drink to quiet my nerves before we depart.
Okay, so we're going to chill here in the tavern before going to Thunder Tree and continue the so-called negotiations that these two guys have in between them. Let's figure out what is happening here.
But we are all present here.
Please, Lyrael. Let our guest be among
Lyrael.
his people at Thunder Tree. We should not test the patience of Neverwinter without reason.
There you go. So he is proposing to go to, well, the druid proposed to go to Thunder Tree because it's a place that it says among his people, and he is the patience of Neverwinter. So he's from Neverwinter, and Thunder Tree is a more safe place, so to speak, for the negotiations. But apparently she seems upset. Lyrael seems a little bit upset. I think this was something that was not expected by her and whoever is going to be involved in these negotiations.
If that is the stance of the Emerald Enclave,
Enclave.
so be it.
Okay, the Emerald Enclave is the place where this druid belongs.
Will your new bodyguard accompany us to Thunder Tree, Lord Babris?
Does she means Balthrax?
We shouldn't impose.
Impose? Not at all. In fact, I insist that you escort us to Thunder Tree. First, a drink for
Oh,
you
she.
and, more importantly, me.
Then it's settled.
Apparently so.
Okay, beautiful. So we got the experience, we got everything here. Now, we can see here that the main quest says the negotiations. Negotiations. Sunsha seeks your aid in initiating peace talks between the human loggers and the elves. And we have a picture here. Go to Thunder Tree. I really like the situation here. So we have here, we see a number here. Apparently, I think this is a... In the character sheet, we can see that Bolthrak's Bright Scale has now 1 point here. So Constitution is your current secondary ability. Why? Because... Oh, there you go. Because it's separated in between class, primary ability, and secondary ability. Assign it or change it before spending any trait points. We can change it, by the way. And in here we see that we have different options for Constitution. We can change secondary to Charisma, Wisdom, Dexterity, or Intelligence. However, I think Constitution is the best for Bolthrax because he is a paladin, and his primary ability is strength. So Constitution it is. Constitution gives 3 extra hit points in level 1 and decreases damage while at 5 hit points or less. This is by the Resilience. And with Iron God, he takes 33% less damage from poison attacks. That is, if we change, for example, here, we see different other options. For Wisdom, we see Eagle Eye. One more thing, Dexterity, we see Reposition, so on and so forth. However, I think we're good with this one because if we see here, we can see that at level 2, Healthy grants 3 extra hit points, and at level 3, Juggernaut heals 2 when killing an enemy, which is fantastic. Everything here has to do with the attribute of Constitution, okay? Fantastic. You can always change it. I think there's always a possibility to change it. We can confirm. We can change here. For her is Constitution as well. If we confirm, that's it. She is Dexterity. The first one is Charisma. I think because he's a bard, Dexterity and Charisma is pretty interesting, so I'm going to confirm. This is the default. And for the Ranger, we have Wisdom. Now let's go and see Wisdom here. Eagle Eye, Combat Medic, and Honed Instinct. I think it's good. Then we have here one more thing, Combat Magic and Insightful Timing grants 50% chance to take 50% physical damage. Reviving allies makes them deal 4 damage with spell cards for 3 rounds. And then Flinching Focus takes 1 damage while at 5 hit points, which makes the same thing as the Constitution one, but it's basically in a different position here. This is for basically a card, and grants extra card slots for Prepared Spirit in level 2, and in Combat Magic, Reviving Allies, it's the same thing here. that I think it stacks. Okay, so I'm going to confirm wisdom. Once you have confirmed those for the 4 characters, I think you cannot change them. Let's see, what are we going to do here? We can go for 1 point increasing the paladin class here, strength and constitution. I think I will go for the primary. This one is going to be martial might. The melee attacks deal 1 physical damage, extra point, and also carrying capacity. Well, I can choose in between those. Or potion of strength, which is a card. Grants +2 extra physical damage. Everything here is just strength, which is interesting. If I go for constitution, we can take iron gut, which is less damage from poison attacks. And also healthy, which grants 3 extra hit points. However, in Paladin we have Oath of Vengeance, which is, I think it Divine Smite now deals more damage. Oath of Devotion grants 20% chance take no damage from melee attacks. And Oath of the Ancients, an actual ability card. Lay on Hands grants haste. You know what? I'm going to go for Constitution. Take 33% less damage from poison attacks, I think. This one is going to be good. So I got Iron Gut in here. Great. Next one. For the Bard, we have Vicious Shout. Has 30% chance to affect another enemy. Bardic Inspiration. Grants +1 damage and costs 0 AP. Apparently it costs 1 at this point. And Combat Medic, reviving allies, now heals them +5 hit points, which is not bad. That is Bard. Then we have Charisma, which is spell cards now deal 1 damage. Intimidating Stare, enemies have +10% chance to miss you with melee attacks. Refreshing Presence, I like Intimidating Stare. Antitoxin also applies to your nearest ally. Grants immunity to poison and poison damage. I will be doing this one. But this is a card. There's a possibility that we don't get the card. Could be this one. Combat Medic. Okay, Combat Medic is okay. We can still get the Refreshing Presence. Now with Jessex we have Ranger class, extra attack, 10% chance to hit 1 extra time. Canine Spirit, which is the primal companion, has extra hit points and deals more damage. Or Hunter's Mark now returns to your hand if you eliminate the haunted the hunter's target. No, the hunted target, which is a card. We have dodge, grants the reposition card, and card slots, or minus reduction of damage while at 5 hit points or less. One more thing, which is gain 1 action point, grants 2 magic armor, and vision range. I think I'm going to go for the Primal Companion. Now has an extra hit points and deals more damage. And the Tiefling has deal physical damage while you have stealth, take -1 fire damage, and grants the blade poison card. Further, we have the less damage from poison attacks, extra hit points. That's the same for the one that we saw with Bolthrax, and dexterity. It also grants less damage, chance of less damage, reposition cards, and extra card slots. I think that the blade poison card, single target to use yourself inflict poison with your next melee attack. This one is okay. An item got as well for her. Okay, so now we have a beautiful tavern here. So let's have a look at the table here. The attention to detail here is so amazing. I really like it. Look at this small details with knives and the bread here. These two guys talking in this table. I really love this thing. They really love. Look how beautiful this is. The chairs. Amazing. What a beautiful art we have here. These two guys are apparently discussing something with some chests in here, parchments, books, beautiful small artwork here. Is it that this artwork was part of the concept art or something? You have another here, small wolf. Gunther Reed. This is also the bartender, Aravilar Durathil. Oh, these guys have a map in here and a big loaf in here. I like how this guy is grabbing the cup. This is a Sweet Fang. It appears to be a... What is this, a Gupling? More elves? This is an elven... Yeah, oh, beautiful. This is amazing. This reminds me of Solace of Dragonlance, you know? Solace, the tavern. In Solace you have a big tree in the center, just as you can see here, and the buildings are structured like this on the trees, and you have small bridges and stairs, wooden stairs. This is very, very nice. Here we see more elves. Oh, what a beautiful table here with a map of Neverwinter. This is a human. Interesting. Very beautiful. Having a good time here with cheesecake here and ale, potions. Okay, so Let's see what we can do. It's the turn of Bolthrax. Let's talk with let's move here slightly. So we can talk with all of them, I believe. Let's begin with her.
I must thank you again for your timely rescue of Lord Barbarous. If he had died in Neverwinter Wood on the way to these negotiations, well, it does no good to dwell on what might have been.
Okay, so he's very important at this point.
The elves of the wood and the city of Neverwinter stand on the precipice of war.
Yeah, there we
Were
go.
it not for the Emerald Enclave, the battle lines would already be drawn.
Okay, first things first. The Emerald Enclave, the Emerald Enclave, you know, is apparently the diplomatic sitting table for the two factions. The elves and the city of Neverwinter are the two factions in question here, and the druids are helping them in the peace talks. Something have happened here. That's the task of the Emerald Enclave.
Our agents in the city caught wind of Neverwinter's war preparations and delayed them long enough for these talks.
Okay.
Alas, the Neverwinter envoy, Lord Barbarous, does not seem inclined toward diplomacy.
Okay. She's preoccupied. That's evident. So Neverwinter is preparing for war, but is now the task of the druids to put the elves and Lord Babris of Neverwinter into the diplomatic table.
Are you ready to leave for the Thunder Tree negotiations?
Okay, that's all for now. Let's talk about Lirael and let's see.
Well met. You have done a great service in ensuring Lord Barbarous reached this place alive. Had he perished in the woods, peace would already be lost.
Okay, so he's very important.
And yet, I find myself departing again before our plea for peace has even been uttered.
Okay.
If you would speak with me, I will listen. Very well.
Well met, traveller. You stand in the Emerald Tavern, and I am its proprietor, Aravillar Durafil. Lord Babris mentioned you have an open tab on his account. Generous, isn't he? Might I recommend Beldabar's Ale, just in from Yartar, if your palate can appreciate the distinction?
Beldabar's Ale. Aravillar Durathil. I like the name.
Yes, order whatever you like. I'll take mine and wait for you by the door. One for the road, that is the expression, yeah.
So, friends, what will you have?
Okay, we can have something mellow, something unusual, something strong. A drink that blows me away. Some water would be nice.
A glass of water? No, of course it's no problem. Not as exciting as another choice would have been, but still important to stay hydrated.
Yes, it's important. Excellent.
Ah, my savior. I hope you enjoyed yourself. No finer reward for heroism than a well-earned drink. Am I right?
Well, earn a glass of water, you know?
Now, what can I do for you? Ask away.
Okay. What is the conflict about?
Ah, a grave matter, to be sure.
If there is war involved, I think it's a grave matter.
The previous Lord Neverwinter left us this mess, but once he was deposed, we secured peace with the elves. Yet, now the logging community at Thunder Tree has come under attack.
Okay. Previous lord was deposed, and Lord Babris secured peace. But the logging community has come under attack.
And who is responsible? The elves, naturally.
Ah, he believes that.
It's a clear violation of the treaty, for which I came in good faith to negotiate recompense. There can be only one payment. Blood for blood. Those responsible must pay with their lives.
Okay.
And then, of course, with gold. Compensation for the families who lost loved ones. And while we are speaking of debts, there is the matter of my personal expenses. The elves insisted we meet in the wilderness, far from civilization, and I nearly perished for it. There will be no further talks until negotiations move to more favorable ground.
Okay, he does not trust the elves.
Ask away. Now, what can I do for you? Oh, well, as you wish then.
If you would speak with me, I will listen. What do you wish to ask? It began as many such conflicts do, with a broken promise. Neverwinter's loggers swore they would not cross certain boundaries, that our sacred groves would remain untouched. Then we found our trees felled, our warnings ignored.
They are true lovers, okay.
When we sent envoys to remind them of the treaty, they did not return. We found them burying the bodies beneath the roots of the butchered trees.
Oh. But who are them? They believe, but they don't. I think they have doubts about this.
The loggers claimed that we attacked first. A convenient excuse and a lie. And now, war looms once more. All for greed and stubbornness.
Interesting thing. Was she present in the situation, or she was told about the attacks? How does she knows about that?
What do you wish to ask?
Tell me about the elves.
We are the children of this forest, its shepherds and its shield. We have seen its ancient glades and whispered its oldest names.
Okay.
We do not seek dominion, only the right to live in harmony with the land that bore us. We have watched the world change, and we have changed with it. But we will not bow to those who see the forest only as timber and profit.
Civilization against nature.
What do you wish to ask?
Do you think of Lord Babris?
Lord Babris is a man of words and of pride. His lands and lineage were restored by the very peace he now hesitates to uphold. I do not know if his reluctance stems from fear, ambition, or the blindness of his own station, but I will not allow the lives of my people to be gambled on his uncertainties.
So she thinks the elves think, the wood elves think that the lineage of Lord Babris was restored by the very peace that he now hesitates to uphold.
Lord Babris holds his title and lands by the will of Neverwinter's current ruler. But the previous Lord of Neverwinter had no such favor for his line.
Mm-hmm.
When the old tyrant was deposed, it was not only through human hands. Elves bled for that cause. The Emerald Enclave bled for it.
Okay, so the Emerald Enclave and the elves fought against this tyrant. Thanks to that war, Lord Babris has now his lineage secure, and he is now Lord Babris.
And when a new ruler was chosen, Babris's title was restored under the very peace he now strains to deny. If he does not
Okay.
recall this debt, then he is a fool. If he does, and still he hesitates, then he is something worse. What do you wish to ask?
Very interesting.
If you would speak with me, very well.
Are you ready to leave for the Thunder Tree negotiations?
No.
How can I help?
What is the conflict
This
about?
conflict is a slow-burning fire, fed by old wounds and new grievances. The elves see the logging as an existential threat. Neverwinter views the forest as a resource they have every right to harvest. It was not always like this. The last Lord of Neverwinter escalated tensions. After he was dethroned, the Emerald Enclave helped establish a treaty. But now something or someone has rekindled hostilities.
Okay.
Skirmishes have erupted and blame is being hurled from both sides. Who struck first? That depends on who you ask.
Okay, she doesn't believe that the elves are involved in this.
What I know for certain is this. War would be devastating. We must guide both sides back to reason before it is too late. How can I help? The Emerald Enclave stands between civilization and the wilds,
Okay.
ensuring neither grows too strong at the expense of the other. We are
Balancing
not rulers,
organization.
conquerors. We are guides, keepers of
Yeah.
balance.
Keepers of balance.
The treaty we brokered after the last Lord of Neverwinter fell was not perfect, but it held. Now we must act again to prevent disaster. Not everyone trusts us. Some in Neverwinter see us as outsiders, meddling in affairs beyond our ken. Some among the elves believe we should take their side outright. But peace is not found in allegiance. It is found in understanding. That is why I am here. To ensure these negotiations do not collapse before they have begun. How can I help? He is an ambitious man, and ambition rarely breeds patience. He sees himself as the rightful voice of Neverwinter, though his claim to that title is not without controversy. I do not doubt his love for his city, but his vision is narrow. He sees only the prosperity of Neverwinter and not the cost to the land or the people who call it home. He is also emotionally invested in these talks. If you have spoken with him, you may have noticed his regard for me. I pretend not to, for his sake. Such affections, however flattering, have no place in matters of diplomacy. How can I help? Lady Galandonel is a formidable leader, though I fear her patience wears thin. The elves of Neverwinter would have long memories, and their history with Neverwinter is fraught. They aided the city when its fate hung in the balance, and only to find themselves dismissed once stability returned. Now they see the treaty they fought for eroded, and their lands threatened again. I cannot blame them for their frustration, but frustration is a poor guide. The elves must recognize that war will not preserve their home. It will only hasten its ruin. How can I help? Are you ready to leave for the Thunder Tree negotiations?
Okay.
If you would speak with me, what do you wish to ask? The Emerald Enclave serves nature's balance above all else. To them, peace is not justice, nor is it necessarily right. It is merely preferable to war. Sancha Fallwater believes that moving the talks to Thunder Tree is the best way to prevent violence. Perhaps she is right, but it was the elves who bent first. It is we who've bled. Neverwinter has given up nothing. What do you wish to ask? If you would speak with very well.
Now, ask away.
Tell me about Thunder Tree.
Thunder Tree. A fine example of Neverwinter's resilience. A town abandoned to ruin, now reclaimed by the industrious spirit of our people. It was a logging settlement for generations, but after the eruption of Mount Hotenau, it fell to ruin. But Neverwinter does not let its lands go to waste. Our people returned, rebuilt, and now it thrives once more. A civilized place, unlike this
Civilization,
forsaken woodland tavern. It is only natural that we continue negotiations there, where order and security prevail. Oh, you understand, I'm sure. Now there's a tale I've had to endure more times than I care to count. It happened long before my time, of course. The elves never tire of reminding me. Mount Hotenau's wrath came suddenly. Fire, ash, the land itself splitting open. It wiped out whole villages, burned forests to cinders, and nearly drowned Neverwinter in flames. Thunder Tree, once a thriving town, was left an uninhabitable ruin. For decades, it was abandoned, overrun by monsters and the restless dead. Then, the last Lord of Neverwinter, say what you will of the man, saw an opportunity. He led the charge to reclaim Thunder Tree, sending people from Neverwinter to rebuild and resume logging. Of course, that also sparked the last war with the elves.
Because they were chopping trees.
Apparently, they took issue with us reclaiming a town that was rightfully ours. And now, here we are again, at the brink of another war, because some people refuse to let go of the past. Ask away. Lord Elmer Babris of Neverwinter, at your service. Diplomat, statesman, nobleman, burdened with the unenviable task of keeping this realm from plunging into chaos. And what thanks do I receive? None. I'm nearly killed in the woods, and still I must be the reasonable party in these negotiations. If there is to be peace, it will be because of my efforts.
Very self-centric, that guy.
Ask away.
What do you think about the Emerald Enclave leader?
Sancha Fallwater is formidable. A woman of great wisdom, strength, and, well, she has a way of cutting through nonsense with a single look. Of course, she is the voice of the Emerald Enclave. Their ways are different. Wild, mysterious. Important druids and such. Can't say we in Neverwinter think about them much, but their word holds weight with the elves. But Lady Fallwater, she sees the necessity of order, of structure. That's why she sided with me. Though there might be another reason. Ask away.
Okay.
Now. Oh, well.
What would you have? Anything on your mind?
Tell me, what is the Emerald Enclave?
You've never heard of them. Consider yourself lucky. The Emerald Enclave, well-meaning, I'm sure, fancies itself the guardian of the wilderness. Druids, rangers, all terribly self-important. But I suppose if not for them, we'd already be knee-deep in blood. Anything on your mind?
Do you recognize the use of that thing?
Babris? He represents the city of Neverwinter. and his coin is good. That is all I require of him. Anything on your mind?
Okay, did we did with this one?
A delicate situation. The humans of Thunder Tree broke the treaty established after the last round of bloodshed, logging where they swore they would not. The elves sent a delegation to investigate. They never returned. The next party found their bodies, and loggers desperately trying to cover up the crime. Naturally, that did not go over well. The loggers claim the elves attacked first in both cases. A convenient story, the way things are escalating. It will be war soon enough.
What about the other war?
War is a generous word for the last conflict, but if it pleases you, we'll call it that. Some elves from Neverwinter Wood opposed the rule of the last Lord of Neverwinter. In retaliation, he ordered clear-cutting of their forests and execution of any who protested. The elves resisted, of course, aided by the Emerald Enclave. It was a costly affair, but then another of the Lord's many schemes unraveled, and he lost his throne. That war ended with the treaty that Neverwinter and Thundertree now so casually trample. And all for some lumber. Anything on your mind? What would you have? As you wish.
Okay, very interesting story here. Okay, we have some guys here that we need to talk with. A forest war means fire. Yeah. Fire doesn't care which side you're on.
A kobold sits hunched over a plate stacked high with golden pancakes, syrup dripping from the edges like melting candle wax. He tears into the feast with abandon, stuffing syrup-soaked bites into his maw, chewing noisily, tail twitching with delight.
It's not hard to tell why this guy is like very upset like this.
The kobold swallows with effort, his throat bobbing, then licks his snout with a quick flick of his tongue. He finally pauses eating, though his clawed fingers still clutch a fork. A fresh bite of pancake hovering halfway to his mouth. Beady eyes fix on you, weighing something very important.
You like pancakes, yes? Of course you do. Only monsters don't. But tragedy. Syrup is running low. No syrup, no pancakes, no joy.
No pancakes, no joy.
Sweet Fang suffers. You help, yes? Get maple sap from trees. Bring back, make syrup, save breakfast. Simple, easy, full bellies for all.
Gollum.
Sweet Fang's tail thumps against the chair, and he looks up at you expectantly, as if you've already agreed.
Oh, that is going to be a side quest. Sweet Fang has run out of syrup. So he wants the maple trees of a local grove has the sap that his sweet tooth seeks. So we need to gather syrup for him. Okay.
Dum. Deacon has taken upon himself to gather music from all corners of Faerun. Deacon has found a beautiful song from these here parts, but Deacon is afraid Deacon lost it. Deacon was practicing outdoors, and a gust of wind grabbed a hold of the score. There should be 3 sheets of music somewhere here in Neverwinter Wood, scattered by the wind. Please find them. Bring them to Deacon.
I think it doesn't hurt. Songs of Faerun. Part A, Part B, and Part C. What do you got here?
Greetings, stranger. Best stay clear of the eastern parts of the woods. Them's well known for being trolls' stomping grounds. Me and my buddy were hunting one of the smaller ones when a couple of the big fellas got the jump on us. I got away, but my friend weren't so lucky. He got tripped up on our blood-gathering gear. Troll's blood is good for potions, you see. If you think you can handle a few trolls, you could go get our gear. I'll pay for your trouble.
So we got Troll Troubles. Gunther was part of a troll hunt. Now he wants you to go to look for his hunting buddy's belongings, traveling to the hunting grounds. Okay, we have 2 side quests here. You think the loggers would learn from the Thunder Tree? Dig too deep, take too much, and the land bites back. Neverwinter's steel is strong, but the roots of this wood run deeper. Very proud people. I'd rather be anywhere but here, when blades come out. And they will come out. Every treaty holds until someone finds a way to profit from breaking it.
Are you ready to leave for the Thunder Tree negotiations?
The meeting at the Emerald Tavern did not go well. The speaker for the elves, Lady Galandinel, has agreed to move talks to Thunder Tree, a settlement of loggers from Neverwinter. Sancha Fallwater seems to think Lord Babris will be more amenable when among his own people.
Let's find that out.